Hello everyone, this is Dr. Afshan Hashmi, and today is a special broadcast of Eid-al-Adha. And today is Eid-al-Adha, so I want to wish everyone who is seeing this Eid Mubarak. And I wanted to say that what is the significance of this Eid, and I will tell you little later in the broadcast, and then I will tell you a story because I know many of you don't know in the West what is the story behind it. So I will tell you that. But before I go into that, I would ask you to give sponsorships for my this show as well as on my radio and TV show on W4WN radio and Talk 4 TV, and also on K4HD and Talk 4 TV, and this special broadcast, and this broadcast is also syndicated as my TV show and radio show on W4WN and K4HD TV to more than 300 million listeners worldwide. So it has a lot of viewership. So if you give your things to promote their products to promote, then you will have a lot of viewership and you will get a lot of promotion. Having said that, friends, I wanted to remind you that to make these kind of broadcast, it requires lot of energy and time as well as lot of money. So and I usually finance these broadcasts through my two books. So this one, the first one, is the modern Mughal mentality, new strategies to succeed in India and the global marketplace. When this book came, there was a lot of studies going on in Harvard and Stanford about jugaad, a buzz Indian word which I have conceptualized as thinking outside the box. And there is a business model, and if you put the strategies written in this book, you will be very successful in your business. And the second book is The Outbreak of a Monstrous Infection. And when this book came, there was no trace of coronavirus. And in a very unique story, this book shows how a virus can ruin a human population as coronavirus had done. And I had written this book, as I told you before, there was no trace of coronavirus. Having said that, friends, these two books were Amazon bestsellers. So please go and buy these two books. And these two books are in audio, in print, as well as in Kindle and Nook format, and these are available worldwide. Having said that, friends, let me start and tell you little bit about what is Eidul Adha. Many Muslims in the United States observe Eid-al-Adha, also known as the Feast of Sacrifice, each year. The festival commemorates Abraham willingness to sacrifice his son to God. This festival also marks the end of the Hajj pilgrimage to Mecca. Eid ul Adha is not a public holiday. Businesses have normal opening hours. What do people do? Many Muslims in the United States celebrate Eid ul Adha with prayers and social gatherings. The Eid ul Adha services can attract thousands of Muslims in various places, such as Washington, D.C., Orlando, Florida, and many Muslims of many heritage, including Pakistan, as well as Eastern European and African countries, as well as India, wear traditional clothes and share their national dishes. It is a time for prayer, sharing meals, handing out gifts, and wishing one another well. Eid ul Adha follows from the Hajj pilgrimage to Mecca in Saudi Arabia, in which Muslims are required to make at least once in their lives. Eid ul Adha is also known as the Feast of Sacrifice because it traditionally includes the sacrifice of an animal permitted for food, for example, a lamb, a goat, as an act of thanksgiving for God's mercy. Some Muslims seek out a farm where they can carry out the sacrifice, but many also send money to their native lands to help fund the sacrifice. Eid ul Adha lasts for up to 3 days and is a time to seek mercy from God. Eid-ul-Adha is not a federal public holiday in the United States. However, some Islamic organizations may be closed or offer a reduced level of service, and there may be some local traffic congestion around mosques. In Washington, D.C., the day is not a holiday for public schools. So now, having said about the background of Eid ul Adha, friends, I have a story for children also to know, because I know that many of my viewers are children also. So, and it is from this book, my first Quran storybook, and it says the great sacrifice. One night, the Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam had a dream. He was ordered by Lord to sacrifice his son. Allah talks to the Prophet, but he does not talk as we talk. When he wants prophets to do something, he shows it to them in a dream. A dream is like an order from Allah. The next day, the Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam called Ismail. He said, Ismail, I had a dream last night. Allah wants me to sacrifice you. Ismail was not afraid. He loved Allah very much. He also knew Allah was good. Allah never does anything to harm good people. The Prophet Ibrahim and Ismail left Makkah. They went to the valley of Mina. This was the place the Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam saw in his dream. Ismail lay down on the ground. He closed his eyes. His father stood next to him. He picked up the knife. He was ready to obey Allah by sacrificing his son. At this moment, the angel Jibril appeared. Allah sent the angel Jibril with the ram to be sacrificed instead. In this way, the little Ismail was saved. Ibrahim alayhi salam and Ismail cried with joy. They thanked Allah, and then the Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam sacrificed the ram. Allah loves people who listen to him. He loves people who trust in him. He cares for them. Allah was so pleased with the readiness of the Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam to sacrifice his beloved son that he commanded the believers to observe this day as Eid al-Adha, or the feast of sacrifice. So this was the story behind it, Eid al-Adha, and this is the book from where I got it. And I want to wish everyone who is seeing this broadcast and viewing this broadcast a happy Eid al-Adha, a happy Eid, or as we say, Eid Mubarak. Cheers and bye bye. And also, I want to say that please let me know in your in the comments that how did you celebrate your Eid al-Adha. I would love to hear your comments, and also I would love to hear how did you like this broadcast. And cheers, and now bye bye and Eid Mubarak.